Okay, a couple of caveats for this video before I play the clip to you and then comment on it. I'm assuming, first of all, that the dog in the video in question is a genuine assistance dog. Secondly, I don't know what happened beforehand and afterwards. I am purely commenting on exactly what I see. And so the situation might be slightly different to what I see here, but the comments that I making those assumptions are valid. So let's take a look at this clip and then I'll try to explain what I see is going on and then how the law applies. And while I get started, hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you. Let's have a look at the video.
Sorry?
We don't have dogs in here.
No, but she's a working dog. She's
So
clearly...
Right, so pausing straight away, the lady working for ASDA here says, we don't have dogs in here. Now, aside from the obvious fact that this dog has a bright orange jacket with assistance dog splattered on the side of it, should be quite an obvious sign that this is an assistance dog. And the customer here, who I presume is the owner of the TikTok account that's uploaded this video, but I'm not sure, but that's where the video came from. She then says, but it's a working dog. So straight away, that should have changed the conversation. As I say, I don't know what happened beforehand. And obviously she's filming this lady as she comes up. I'll come back to that bit in a moment. But the ASDA security lady came over and straight away says, we don't have dogs in here. So first of all, my comment is that she clearly didn't see or didn't look to see that the dog had an assistance dog harness on it, which should have been absolutely clear. And secondly, as you'll find out in a second, she doesn't go on to appreciate what this lady said, that this is a working dog. But before we come back to the law, let's take another look at the video.
Interrupt. There's people that...
You don't have to interrupt.
Don't I?
Two things there. Firstly, the lady working for ASDA said there are other people that, and then stopped herself. Presumably, she was going to go on to say that there are other people, I don't know, that don't like that the dog is there or something along those lines, or maybe that other people don't have their dogs and whatever. Whatever she was going to say is irrelevant, really. It was wrong. She shouldn't really have said any of that. And then she said that she had to interrupt. And the customer said, well, no, you didn't have to interrupt. She said, no, didn't I? And well, the legal position there is no, she doesn't have to interrupt. As a business, they can approach and ask a question. They can ask for ID and things like that. But let's be absolutely clear of what the law says here before we go on to anything else, because there's a lot more to this video. First of all, there is no official register or requirement to register a service dog of this kind. So there is no mandatory requirement for an ID card or anything else of that nature for the dog. But assistance dogs, service dogs, etc. are used by those that are provided assistance in whatever way that the dog provides assistance, in the way that it's trained to do so. And thus a business is required by law under the Equality Act 2010 to make reasonable adjustments for those that may have a disability who are assisted by this dog. And failure to make reasonable adjustments would be a breach of the Equality Act. Now, as I say, I don't know the circumstances here, even whether this is a real service dog. I'm commenting on the video as though this were a genuine situation playing out. But it seems to me that it is a genuine service dog because it's got the proper harness, it's got assistance dog written on the side of it, etc. But again, as I say, let's listen on.
No. What's your name, please?
My name's... I don't need to tell you my name.
You do?
No, I don't.
You do when you're questioning
I'm
someone.
head of security.
You're head of security. Right, so can
Okay,
I speak to your floor manager, please?
If there's one in, you can. So in the meantime, can I have a look at your...
No.
No?
No.
So I have to say here that the whole tone and manner that this security lady is asking these questions is a little bit confrontational. It is lacking the empathy that would really be required if this lady has a disability, and that's the reason that she's got this service dog with her. And so for any company asking these questions, if they do ask these questions, I would suggest that they do so with a little bit more consideration than she's doing so, particularly when she's sort of really demanding to see the ID card or whatever it was she was about to ask for. Even then she was hesitant in doing so, almost as though she wasn't confident in asking that or in what she was asking to see. In the meantime, can I see your... and then stops. Can I see your what? ID card, registration? I think she was, it seems to me that she was a little bit unsure as to what it was she was going to ask for. Because even then, it seems that she was unsure what it was that she might want to see. An ID card, a registration, proof that she needs this assistance dog, neither of which are a legal requirement, but all of which does come into play with its interaction between them. And there's very much more. Let's watch on.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You can call the police if you'd like.
In the meantime, do you want to go and stand in the foyer?
No.
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 Okay.
And again, really sarcastic. In the meantime, would you like to go and stand in the foyer? So treating her differently, treating her badly, really. It's almost like go and stand in the corner and wait for someone to come and talk to you. It's really quite derogatory. And so in a situation where someone is treated like this, who has a disability or ostensibly has a disability and therefore has a service dog with them to aid them and is treated like this, it is quite derogatory treatment in my view, which is of course again contrary to the Equality Act 2010. That is what the Equality Act was set up for, but there's very much more.
Call a manager, please.
You have broken the law.
I tell you what, are you recording me?
Yes. Don't grab my phone.
Don't record me, okay?
I have a legal right to record you. I have a legal right to record you.
So that's at least twice that on the face of it, this security officer, this lady here, reaches out and either grabs or hits this customer's phone. You cannot do that, regardless of what seems to have happened there, unless it's in self-defense. She just can't do that. She cannot reach out and grab or touch or push in any way whatsoever. Let's watch on.
I'm in a public place.
You don't have no
I
legal
do.
right. Do you like me to record you?
You have every right.
You're
You're
on
already
social
recording
media.
me.
Would you like me to do that to you?
You're already recording me.
Would you like me to do that
Please
to you?
get
I am
over
now.
me.
I am now.
Please, can you get over
No,
me,
I
please?
can't. No, stop recording me.
You're
And so this interaction continues and is incredibly degrading for the customer and is just not the best representation of customer service or even security service for a company. And so I would strongly recommend that companies don't act in this way. And just on the point of recording, now ordinarily if a company were to ask you on their premises not to record, then you're on their premises, so you should obey their instructions and not record. However, in this situation, clearly this lady is recording to document what she believes and what she said in the video was someone breaking the law, and by which she meant breaking the laws of the Equality Act and failure to make reasonable adjustments, and therefore discriminating against her on the face of it, and therefore she wanted to record it. And so in that scenario, in my view, that would excuse her for recording this lady to document what was going on, because it shows quite clearly what happened. Now, if a case ultimately ended up in court, it would be for a judge to decide whether this kind of video evidence will be used as evidence in court. But invariably it would, because video evidence is contemporaneous, it's clear, it shows exactly what happened. There's no suggestion this has been edited and tampered with in any way. And so this to me is quite clear evidence of what has happened. So again, I'm not making any findings of fact here. I'm not a judge. I am commenting on what I see. I didn't see what happened beforehand nor afterwards. And I'm making the assumption based on this video that this is a service dog and a lady who has some need of that service dog, even though I don't know what that is. But all of that being the case, those are my views on this situation. I think in this situation, this security officer could have done far better than she did, to say the very least. So if you get into a situation like that, it is very difficult as both the customer and the business sometimes to know how to interact. The business really should very delicately ask, what the service dog is there for, and ideally not ask if the service dog has quite clearly got a harness and it says assistance dog on it. There are some areas where they don't allow service dogs such as these, but for the vast majority of places like shops, unless the store has a really strong suspicion that it really genuinely isn't a service dog. But even then, they have to do so very carefully, because there are a great many disabilities that are just not visible, and the shop will just have no idea, and the service dog might be there for a very good reason. And in that case, if they are treated like this, they might find themselves on the end of a very nasty lawsuit, for discrimination. And so for those that have tagged me in this video, those are my thoughts on this situation. So thank you for watching. Please do remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.